Good morning, Facebook. Here today we're looking at Psalms chapter 60, looking at verses 1 through 2. And you see, during this psalm right here, you see the whole nation of Israel. You see how they've gone out to war, but you see there's been a problem. They suffer this major humiliating defeat. And then you see where David picks up in verses 1 and 2. And you see how he states in verse 1 that the reason, the very cause of the defeat that they just suffered, he's saying the very cause of the humiliation that they're feeling, the very cause of the fact that they're struggling with sorrow, they're struggling with depression, they're struggling with the pain in their lives. He's saying that the cause of everything that's happened to them, it's not as a result of the defeat they suffered by the hands of their enemies. It's not a result of any physical circumstances or any physical situation that might happen or that they're going through at that current situation. It's because their hearts have left the Lord God. It is because they were not seeking after God. Their hearts were no longer hungering after God. They were looking at themselves. They were looking at how they could handle this battle through their own physical strength, how their own manpower, how their weapons, how they were sufficient enough to handle this problem. But what they did not do, they did not go to the Lord. They did not see how they needed God, because they thought in and of themselves they were enough and that they were sufficient to handle that issue. So they thought to themselves, why do I need God in that situation? And you see, that is the reason why they have this defeat. That is the reason why they're struggling at this moment. And you see, David has come to the realization that that is the reason. That is the reason for my pain. And you see what that does as a result. It sparks that need in David's heart. It brings back a flashback of everything David's gone through, everything that God has done in David's life, everything that he's gone through, everything the hand of God has brought him through. And it helped David to remember and to truly realize how much he needs God in his life and where he would be if God was never in his life. And you see, it shows him what the real solution is. The real solution does not come what you can do. The real solution does not come by what you think your own strength can accomplish. The real solution comes by looking to God and seeking Him daily. You see, David's learned a lesson here. When we lack, when we struggle in our relationship with God, we will lack and struggle in every single area of our lives. But you see, that is always the last place we look to. When we have a problem or a struggle in our own personal lives, the last place we look to is what's going on with our relationship with God. Are we as close to God as we say we are? Are we as close to God as we should be? But as Christians today, as we start our day, examine our own hearts. Are we as close to God as we should be, or we seek self more than God?